Good morning, we are day 71. We just got to the trailhead, and as you can see by my attire, it's raining. It rained pretty good last night. It's supposed to taper off this afternoon, so let's hope it does that. Mosquitoes, of course, are out in force because they love the rain. So the plan today is to do a 19-mile. Got started a little later than I would like to have. About an hour. I was kind of hoping the rain would let up. It is not. But whatever. What are you gonna do? So yeah, we got some today's kind of like yesterday. Some steep up and downs in the beginning and the end, and a flat in the middle. So, but the good news is today we leave Connecticut, or bad news, whatever. Connecticut was a good state. Your bugs suck. Although I think that's just the AT in general this year. But yeah, we enter New York today, so yay. Another state down sometime today. But right now we got some hills to climb. So let's show you what we're walking on. So this morning we have a combination of wet rock, mostly just wet rock, some uphill, probably some roots. Same old. Nothing really new here to see. But, so, on that note, let's get started in our lovely damp weather. And that's the hill I'm going up today. Alrighty. It's raining, salamanders definitely seem to come out. Because it's probably about the 5th salamander I've seen, and I certainly didn't see any yesterday on the nice sunny day, so they definitely do come out in the rain. So someone loves the rain, and I can tell you who it's not. Actually, I don't mind the rain. I'm just a little over it. That, folks, is why you don't let helium balloons float away free, because they end up in the bush in the trees. That was not a bear hen. It looks like a good bear hen, but it's not. It's a dead film or foil tin. I don't know. Those aluminum style helium balloons that you get for birthday parties. Yeah, don't let those go. So we're about 2.5 miles in, so just still the beginning of the day. I think the rain is slowly tapering off. I can follow the today. They've all been little like that, so nothing major, all rock hopping, but definitely a little higher since, well, it's been raining all night. Anyway. It's been good so far. Bugs out in force. Okay, well that's the best view really I can get. The clouds are kind of hanging low and it's still raining, but that's my view. Not much, so I'm gonna just keep going up there. Okay, it's official. I am in New York. So we have officially crossed the border. So goodbye Connecticut and hello New York. Maybe you can leave the mosquitoes behind. That would be lovely. Okay. Actually, it looks like it's kind of clearing up a bit, which is awesome. So Well, since we're in New York, and I thought I'd go over a few of the questions I've had in the comments about sort of Jeff's transportation down here when we went back to Canada and where we've been staying. And so we've been trying out a new system for the past 2 weeks, and I think we've got it down now. So now that we've kind of settled on it, I feel comfortable sharing it with you. Ooh, there's a lot of water in here today. So what happened, as you may recall, we went back to Canada when we were in Rutland because we had some stuff we had to take care of. So we did that, and then the car broke, our van broke, and we had to get that fixed. But while we were there, Jeff did some soul searching and decided what he really wanted out of this trail. Now, he's still hiking the trail, as he always has been. He's completed all the miles. But what he doesn't like about the trail is, and this was particularly bad in the northern states. It is getting better now, certainly, but the fact that our cell service is limited and the reliability of shuttle drivers, the cost of shuttle drivers. Sorry, I'm just fixing my pulse here. The cost of hotels, crazy expensive, way more than we actually anticipated, and certainly more than I budgeted for. I think those hotel costs that I was budgeting for are further south, but the northern ones are pricey, and we did probably take more zeros than we wanted to, just because of all the rain and just necessity of mental health. And even hostels, once you throw 2 people in it, they're not that cheap. So he decided that he would bring the van down. So that's how we got back down here. Now, we've been doing a variety of ways to get him on the trail. We left the van at a friend's in the first one, so he could hike those couple of days and catch up to me, which didn't take him long. And then we also we've been staying at, mostly sleeping over at trailheads, because that seems to be the easiest one. We did check with the sort of rangers and whatnot, and if that was okay. And technically they're not keen on you camping there, but as they state, they all go home at 5:30. So they're not really checking in on you. The cops might, and they might tell you to leave, in which case you really kind of have to. But we've not really had that issue yet. We've actually had pretty good luck with the trailheads. But that's not always possible either. We've stayed at hostels in their driveways, and then we'll use them as a shuttle to take our vehicle to the end, shuttle back so that we can hike the whole thing. And then the third sort of variety of that is simply that Jeff bolts ahead to where my day will end, and then hikes back in. So he meets me halfway. So he does the mileage. He just does the mileage in a slightly different way, which sometimes means he gets a great day, and sometimes means he gets a really awful day, depending on the terrain. So that's kind of what that's about. Our packs have not changed. I still carry everything I've carried in it before. I had already reduced a lot of the weight back in North Conway, and I've still been reducing it a bit, but nothing more that even if I didn't have a van to go to at night, that I wouldn't have already in my pack, because you just never know. Sometimes you get stuck and you need to stay at a shelter or whatnot. So I have the sleeping pad, the sleeping mat. I've never carried the tent. Jeff carries that, and he still carries that. What's nice now is that because we're doing towns so much more often, we only really have to carry a day's worth of food anyway. So that's where the real weight loss has been. We just don't have to carry as much food. But you always carry an extra day's worth anyway, just because That's just smart camping. Like I said, in case you do have to spend the night in or something, you want to have some extra food. Or, you know, you come across a hungry hiker who maybe just didn't have enough, or whatever the case may be. So that's pretty much how we're doing it. Now I'm still doing it the traditional end-to-end way. Jeff is mostly doing it that way, but not always. It all kind of depends on the options available to us and whatnot. But it seems to be working. It's made Jeff so much more happier. He likes to have that aspect of control that we just couldn't and didn't have doing it depending on strangers and shuttle drivers. And although we met some wonderful people that way, and people have been great and gracious to ferry us around and do all sorts of wonderful things, Jeff just likes to have that in his pocket, so to speak. So it does mean, however, that I'm going to make this term up. So ghetto gold blazing, because yes, I get a bed at night, but we sleep in a minivan, a Dodge Caravan, so it's not huge, and I'm in there with a 6'2" man, so not a lot of extra space. He put a bed in the back, so we took out all the seats, and we can stuff some extra stuff underneath, but there's not a lot of space, so we really don't have extra stuff. I mean, it means I get to leave a book in there and wear cotton clothes at night and have a pillow. That's, you know, kind of really my luxuries. So it's not much different. Like, we're still going to the rec centers to get showers and doing our laundry, all those same things you would be doing if you were doing a full-on non-supported through hiker. So not much different, but I mean, it's not quite platinum blazing level, because, well, honestly, that's expensive. And I think at the end of the day, we'll probably save more money having our own vehicle and supporting ourselves than if we were just doing a straight on through hike, because gas is way cheaper and staying in our van is way cheaper than hostels and hotels. It doesn't mean we won't be staying in those things. We have a person in our trail family, Doolittle, who has a proclivity for hotels. And I have nothing against that. Good on her. And I enjoy sharing a room on occasion. So, you know, we'll definitely be doing that, because it's nice to have a shower where, you know, you don't have to wear flip-flops in there and worry about other people's funky feet. But anyway, on that note, so hopefully that clears up everyone's questions. And if you have more, just throw them in the comments and I'll do my very best to answer them. So let's continue on into New York. Okay, so this is a viewpoint. Not much of a view again. Clouds are still hanging low. It would still be the Housatonic River Valley, so the same river valley we've been kind of following, just in the New York State. All right, so not much to see there, and we're gonna just head on down there and go find Jeff. So this is the Housatonic River at about mile 8-ish from me. I guess it does go into rapids. This is the river I've been pretty much following since yesterday or the day before. I'm not sure which day. But anyway, yeah. So it gets a little wild and crazy down here apparently in New York. Also be noticing in there are that some of the trees are starting to turn color. I know it's only mid-August, but I'm not quite prepared for that yet, but I guess fall is creeping its way in. Just gonna put that right there. There's another one of those foil balloons stuck in a tree. Never seen them yet on the trail, and today I've seen two. Perhaps New York really likes to let balloons go. Or Connecticut, could come from either side, don't know. Not to judge, but don't set those buggers free. Although to be fair, maybe you didn't and they just got away. Either way, not where you want them to be, stuck in a tree. Although I'm sure they'll go really well with the fall foliage. To go over this river, we got a very solid, sturdy bridge. Which is good, because this is not a river I want to cross. But either direction. I'm sure that tree was brought down in the last big storm we had. Yeah, this is quite the river. And as you notice from the sign there, this is the last water source for the next 10 miles. So pretty much until we get to the end of the day. I have lots of water and I'm good to go. All right. Okay, sadly this is the view of 10 Mile Mountain. It's only 1,000 feet. I'm sure it actually would be quite pretty, but there's really nothing to view because it's all misty. Okay. Okay. This is a new sort of bush highway that New York and some of Connecticut had as well. And I gotta say, it's quite nice on the feet. I am enjoying it. And I just want to give a little shout out to Yogi. It was nice to meet you. He's one of my subscribers, and I just met him on trail. And we were just admiring our bush sidewalks. All right, let's keep moving. Okay, just to show you, that was the bridge. Oh, there's no bridge.
It was a good bridge.
It was a good bridge, I'm sure. I crossed further up. I don't know if that was a good idea or not. I mean, I made it, but I still had to get my feet wet, so I might as well have just walked straight through the river. It's not moving fast. Anyway, we're going to continue that away. A very sort of misty end to our hike of the day. We're at 14.8 miles in, and yeah, it's not raining right now, but it's misty. Okay, there's the view of our last mile, a hayfield. At least the bugs are a little tamer out here. And they mowed.
Suck it, Vermont.
Although my feet are wet and the ground is muddy and I am filthy. We are gonna go get showers and eat food. I like that idea. Good morning, it's day 72, day a little cloudy at the trailhead, just getting off the highway. Had breakfast at Tony's Deli with the family, and we just headed into a very Sunny Trail. Ugh. Not looking forward to this. The plan to do is 15 miles, and then tonight we'll be all staying together at an Airbnb somewhere. I'm not sure where, Goshen, I think. And that'll be, yeah, it for the night. So I think just gotta find me the actual trailhead and head on in. Officially made it to the trailhead. Gotta cross some more train tracks. I'll tell you, they definitely get you on between the railway tracks and the highways on the AT. I didn't realize you crossed quite so many. You gotta have yourself a extreme sport, I guess, on the AT. But at least we get to start off with a lovely boardwalk. Not supposed to rain, or well, 30-40% chance of rain. Oh, mosquitoes are out. I'm definitely gonna have to be bug spraying up. I've not done that yet, and they're already realizing that I'm a walking buffet. All right, well, we'll get through this and I'll be chemicaling up. Film this because this is a snake skin. Sawn snake. Kind of cool. And that's a train I got to listen to all last night. So, needless to say, I did not get a good sleep because the trains to New York run very frequently. Just headed on our way back into the forest for 15 miles. About 2 miles out of the woods and up a hill, and kind of enter up into this field. You can see how low the clouds are. I suspect this would be a really pretty view. And it still is, just not much of a view. I'm just going to show you this plant here. Like, look at the thorns on this thing. These are the ones that we've been battling off, that creep out of the woods and try to attack you and close things in. The horror ones from yesterday. But those thorns are scratchy. They're not soft. So I've got plenty of marks from them yesterday. I mean, I still wear shorts because this terrain is wet and it's just easier to dry skin than to dry clothing. Because let me tell you, everything this morning was very damp. I got to put on dry socks, but my feet are soaked. And it's a good thing I'm doing laundry tonight because, wow, Thru-Hiker clothes stink. Just that constant dampness gives you that, I don't know, wet dog fart smell. It's not pretty. Anyway, enough of that. So, as per usual in these areas, we get these lovely boards, which are great because it does keep us out of the swamp. But, as you can see, they're frequently broken. And they are slippery. Like, that is just like wet grease there. So you gotta be really careful. And they're not always bolted down, and they can throw you for a loop. So they are nice to walk on, but they come with many surprises. So You do kind of have to keep your wits about you, but it is pretty. And this is why, squish, squish, we can't have nice things. Because it's just, you can't get around the ooey gooey, especially after the rain last night. We had definitely good rain. And it's just like, ew. So, the feet are gonna be wet all day today again. Even if it doesn't rain, they're still wet. These tall grasses are fun though. I feel like I should be in like Florida or something. Not New York. I mean, it is pretty hot and humid today. Well, I wouldn't say it's overly hot, but it's muggy. Probably in the, I think 23 degrees Celsius, so mid-70s. But with the humidity or humidex, whatever you guys want to call that, definitely feels sticky and sweaty. And has that sort of humid, swampy smell, which isn't a bad smell. Actually, I quite like it, but just trying to paint a picture. Unfortunately, still a very gray sky and more mud. Okay, so we're just hitting Dover Road here, and we come out to this really, really big tree. Impressive. I'll give you a sense of size. You can't even see me around the whole tree. It's a big tree. Like, yeah. And it's got a white blaze on it. But that's not where we want to go. We want to go across the street. And across the road, there's no one there. Ah, Pauling's Farmer's Market over there. We're not, it's not Saturday, so we're not going. And there's our road sign. But we're heading back into the bush. So off we go. Oh, and you can see the sweat on me today. Alrighty. Just have to point this out. This is the Appalachian Trail. Gotta love it. This trail right down here is a nice, easy grade beside that big, rocky sort of knob you come across. Now, the white blazes are on that rocky knob, so you're supposed to walk there. But someone, in their wisdom, made a nice, easy trail beside it, which isn't marked. And I got to the intersection and wasn't sure which one to go, so I obviously took the white blaze, so I took the much harder one. But the other one just rides up here. So, in essence, the Appalachian Trail could have done the easy little, there's no reason to go up this rocky knoll, there's no view, it's just, it's harder. And, you know, you're more likely to sprain an ankle, so let's take that route versus the nice, easy trail up. So, thought I'd just point that out about the Appalachian Trail. If you're ever confused as to where a trail diverges and which one you should take, look for the challenging one, because that's where the blazes are most likely. Because why do it easy when you can go hard? Okay, anyway, we're gonna just continue up these hills. Okay, so this is my view up here. And I think that's the little town of Pauling. And you can see the mosquitoes are loving my lens here, which is really irritating. because it means they're out in full force today. All right. Yeah, that's annoying. Okay, so let's keep moving because they're just going to keep eating me. So we're just at the top of this hill, which I think is only like 1,000 feet, if that. Not very high. Okay, so we're just sort of coming up against this little pond creek, and the mosquitoes are vicious. I mean, obviously we're at a swampy pond creek, but you know, it rained yesterday and all the bugs decided, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a walking buffet, so I've got bug spray on. I've got a feeling I'll be doing some reapplying today because they've already got the bug net on. I'm fully covered in chemical. And somehow they're still biting me. So I think they're on steroids, or, you know, maybe DEET is their super juice or something. I don't know. But, you know, obviously you can see from the terrain it's pretty wet and damp and perfect habitat for said mosquito. So let's get out of here as fast as we can. Okay, so we are at around mile 11, and just kind of at a little bit of a peak here as I fall down these little rocky outcroppings. And apparently, I was hoping to get a better view. It has cleared up, so we do get some sun. But somewhere behind all these trees is the Shenandoahs and another ridge. You can't really see a whole lot from here, but that is what I'm told I'm supposedly looking at. So on that note, let's get going. Okay, so we finally got the sun out today, and this is the view from one of the little hills up here. And apparently one of those back over there is the Shenandoahs, which we will be going over in the next couple of days. So that is where I'm headed. In the meantime, I'm headed down there. Okay, let's finish this day. Okay, New York, you're doing the same thing Massachusetts did. The trail comes there, goes all the way around, comes back here, and goes over there. They could have just done that. But no. Let's keep you walking in circles. Appalachian Trail. Why do you do that? There's no reason. You literally couldn't do a straight shot across. I mean, it doesn't cut off lots, but every time you do it. I mean, I know we're out here to suffer and to walk a lot, but it just seems unnecessary. Anyway, that's my little rant. We're about 13 miles in, so we're about 2 miles to finish. So almost done. My feet are tired today, mostly because they've been soaking wet. So So they've been stewing in their own little socks, and they just feel gross. And I find my shoes are getting close to being done, so they're starting to get quite uncomfortable. I've got almost 500 miles on them and big holes. So I think I'll be getting a new pair fairly soon. But for today, I just want to get off this and take them off and let them breathe. Alright, so let's do that. Came out of the bush. There's a marker right there. Just doing a bit of a road walk. Got about a mile and a half left of the day. You definitely find yourself in like housing areas and whatnot. But the trail always, so far anyway, leads to a road with a hill, and then you got to go up a hill. I don't know why it is, but they just want to make sure that you're going up, because I don't know, they just like the idea. Alright, so back up we go. Okay, just a little info center. When you have these two here stacked on top of each other, it means you're turning left or right. And because the one to the right, the top one, is headed right, means we're going to be turning, lo and behold, right. And if they're the other way, well then you turn left. So, and then when you just have the single one, it just means keep going. They've been really good on these ones. New York, they splashed out for paint. So, because they've got some really nice, bright blazes. And these blazes, by the way, are glow in the dark. Well, not glow in the dark, but reflective in the dark. So, we have the top one being on the left. So, the trail turns left. And that is how a blaze is supposed to work. Does it always? No. Are the blazes even there half the time? No. But here in New York, you like your blazes, and we appreciate it. Because those are fresh and shiny. Okay, I'll stop. We're almost out. We got about 0.8 of a mile out, and then we are done.